Hey guys, welcome back to another math lesson with HeyCam Math and Science. In this video, we'll be going through how to divide decimals. So by the end of this lesson, we should all be able to divide decimals by whole numbers and also be able to divide decimals by other decimals. So let's take a minute to write the learning intentions and success criteria down inside our exercise books. Alright, so we're going to start by learning how to divide decimals by whole numbers. And in order to do this, there's a couple of key points that we need to go through. The first is that we need to complete the division as you normally would with any other division question. The second point is the decimal point in the quotient or the answer to a division goes directly above the decimal point in the dividend. So if you look at this question here, we have 60.524 divided by 4. Notice how we just completed the division like we normally did, and then we just add the decimal point right above where it is in the dividend right here. Alright, so hopefully this will make more sense as we go through some example questions. So let's turn the slide. I'll go through a couple of them with you. So we have 42.837 divided by 3. So if you remember the first key point from the previous slide, it is to complete the division as you normally would with any other division question. So let's write that down like we would for any other question. 42.837 divided by 3. Now 3 goes into 4 once. Let's write that down. And that gives us a remainder of 1, so put a 1 there. I'll do short division for this one. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so let's write a 4. There's no remainder, so we just go to the next number. 3 goes into 8 twice with the remainder of 2. 3 goes into 23 7 times, the remainder of 2. And 3 goes into 27 9 times with no remainder. Once you've done that, the decimal point goes right above where it originally was, so our final answer will be 14.279. Right, now let's try it with the question on the right. Once again, do it exactly how you would with any other division. So it goes 0.0234 divided by 4. 4 goes into 0 times, 4 goes into 0 times again, 4 goes into 2 0 times once more, and then now it's 4. How many times is 4 going to 23? That's a total of 5 times the remainder of 3. And then 4 goes into 34 8 times. Sorry, that's just my dog. 4 goes into 34 total 8 times, the remainder of 2. But there's nothing else here, so we add a 0. Pop the remainder 2 there, and then 4 goes into 25 times. So it gives you 0. So it gives you 0.00585. And the decimal will go directly above the point in the dividend. Sorry about that. There we go. I think Joy wants to say hi. Here he is. Say hi to my puppy. He's the one that's making all this noise. Alright, now let's pause the video here and come back once you've had a go at these questions yourself and are ready to go through it with me. Alright, now that you're back, let's go through these questions. We have 15.184 divided by 4. Let's just write it down like we would as any other division. Divided by 4. Yep, so 4 doesn't go into 1. 4 goes into 15, a total of 3 times. Gives you 12, so we have a remainder of 3. 4 goes into 31, 7 times with the remainder of 3. 4 goes into 38, a total of 9 times. Gives you a remainder of 2, and 4 goes into 24, total of 8 times. No, sorry, a total of 6 times. And we just write the decimal point directly above where it was in the dividend. So our answer will be 3.796. Give yourself a tick if you got that correct. Alright, now moving on to the next one, we have 0.413 divided by 5. Let's write that down. Divided by 5. Yep, let's conduct this division. 5 goes into 0 times, 5 goes into 4 0 times, 5 goes into 41, total of 8 times. With the remainder of 1, 5 goes into 13 twice. With the remainder of 3, since there's no other number behind there, just write a 0. 3 goes there, and the 5 goes into 36 times. So our final answer will be 0. Because the decimal point goes right above, 0.0826. Give yourself a tick if you got that correct. Alright, so we've been working on how to divide decimal numbers by whole numbers, so we should all know how to do that by now. If you're still a bit confused, that's perfectly fine. Just let your teacher know. And we'll be moving on in this video onto how to divide decimal numbers by other decimals, and there are two key points you need to know before you do this. So when we do this, we need to start off by changing the divisor into a whole number, and whatever change is made to the divisor must also be made to the dividend. Alright, this will make more sense in the next slides when we go through some of the questions. Alright, so let's start off with the question on the left. We have 62.316 divided by 0.3, and if we look at our first step, it says change the divisor, so that's the number we're dividing by, into a whole number. The divisor in this number here is the one on the right. That is what we're dividing by, 62.316 divided by 0.03, and we're going to make this a whole number and not a decimal place. In order to do that, we need to move the decimal place over here down 2 places, and that's the same as multiplying it by 100. So let's do that. If we multiply that by 100, we also need to multiply this side by 100 as well. So we need to multiply both sides by 100. So 62.316 times 100, that just means we move the decimal point down 2 places. So it goes here. That will give you 6,231.6 divided by 3. Alright, now that we've done that, let's work out the answer to this question. We have 6,231.6 divided by 3. Now we just do it like any other division. 3 goes into 6 2 times, no remainder, so go to the next one. 3 goes into 2 0 times, remainder of 2. 3 goes into 23, total of 7 times, with the remainder of 2. 3 goes into 21, another 7 times, no remainder. And 3 goes into 6 twice, and the decimal point goes right above there. So our final answer is 2077.2. Alright, now let's move on to the next question on our right. Once again, we need to make our divisor into a whole number. Sorry for the background noise, that's still my puppy going on. Alright, so in order to do that, we need to multiply it by 1, 2, 3. So that's 1,000, because 1,000 has 3 zeros. So multiply that side by 1,000 and this side by 1,000. So that means we need to bring that decimal place down 1, 2, 3 places as well. So that gives us 31.52 divided by 2. Now it's possible to do this without a calculator. So 31.52 divided by 2. 2 goes into 3 once. The remainder of 2 with the remainder of 1, And then 2 goes into 11 5 times, the remainder of 1. 2 goes into 15 7 times, the remainder of 1. And then 2 goes into 12 6 times with no remainder. So our final answer is 15.76, once again, because the decimal point goes right above. Alright, now let's move on to these two questions. Just pause the video here and have a go at them yourselves, and just unpause it once again when you're ready to go through them. Alright, now that you're back, let's go through these questions. We have 47.188 divided by 0.04. So we need to bring that decimal place down 2 places, and that means multiplying it by 100. And we also need to do it to that side as well. So 47.188 times 100, that gives us 47, because it goes down 2 places here, 4718 or 4,718.8 divided by 4. Let's write that in the format we're used to. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 7 once, the remainder of 3. 4 goes into 31 7 times with the remainder of 3. 4 goes into 38 9 times, the remainder of 2. And 4 goes into 28 7 times. Decimal point right above, that gives us 1179.7. Once again, give yourself a tick if you got that correct. Now moving on to the next one, we have 0.2514 divided by 0.003. Now we need to multiply that by 10, 100, 1,000. And that means we need to do that side as well. So that decimal point is brought down 3 places as well. So we have 251.4 divided by 3. Now let's do that down here. 251.4 divided by 3. Why did I write a 4? It's meant to be 3 here. 3 goes into 2 0 times. 3 goes into 25 7 8 times. The remainder of 1. 3 goes into 11 3 times. The remainder of 2. And 3 goes into 24 8 times. No remainder. Decimal point right above again. So that gives us 83.8. And give yourself a tick if you got that correct as well. Right, now we're going to have a go at dividing the decimal by a larger whole number. And in order to do this, we're going to ignore these 3 zeros to start off with. So we're going to imagine that it's 67.04 divided by 8. Let's do that first. 8 goes into 6 0 times. 8 goes into 67 a total of 8 times. The remainder of 3. 8 goes into 30 3 times. The remainder of 6. And 8 goes into 64 8 times with no remainder. So decimal point goes right above once again. So now we have 8.38. And we haven't divided it by these 3 zeros yet, so that's the same as 1000 because we've already divided by the 8. So now we just need to divide it by 1000, and that means bringing the decimal point to the left 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. So imagine the decimal point is here now. So that means our final answer, the decimal point going to the left 3 times, going right here, will be 0.00838. Alright, so exactly the same deal in this question. Imagine that you're dividing by 7 and then divide it by 1000. So pause the video here and give that a go, and just unpause when you're ready to go through it. Alright, so let's do this one together. 149.8 divided by 7. Let's start off with that. 7 goes into 1 0 times. 7 goes into 14 twice. 7 goes into 9 once, the remainder of 2. And 7 goes into 28 4 times. Write the decimal point right above, so our answer will be 21.4. And now we have to divide it by 1000. So let's bring the decimal point to the left 3 spaces. So that is 1, 2, 3. Let's just write the 0 there. And sorry, I should write it in between. Let's write the 0 here. And the decimal point goes right here. And the other 0 goes there. So our final answer will be 0.0214. Give yourself a tick if you got that correct. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this maths video. Hopefully by now you can all divide decimals by whole numbers and divide decimals by other decimals. Remember, if you do have any questions, just ask your math teacher. We'll be more than happy to help you. Well, once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all back online. Laters.
Boom. 2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths.